Just posting this on True Social, quote, if the radical left Democrats don't immediately sign an agreement to let our country, in particular our airports, be free and safe again, I will move our brilliant and patriotic ICE agents to the airports where they will do security like no one has ever seen before, including the immediate arrest of all illegal immigrants who have come into our country, with heavy emphasis on those from Somalia.
So what you just heard is that President Trump just gave the order to ICE to go and secure the airports, because if you didn't know, we're still in a Democrat shutdown where Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, they're refusing to pay TSA workers. They're refusing to pay TSA agents. And this move by President Trump is causing mass panic among Democrats. Let us get into it, starting with this clip of Tom Homan explaining what these TSA agents will be doing at the airports. Take a look.
ICE can check identification before people enter the screening area, right? And we're trying to release TSA resources to get to positions that they really need expertise in, like the X-ray screening. So we're going to be a force multiplier.
What you'll see with this brilliant move by President Trump is a few things. For one, you'll see ICE agents helping out TSA agents with overall security. Another thing that you might see is that illegal immigrants may be arrested, because we know illegal immigrants, they're still able to travel as long as they have a foreign issued passport or a locally issued identification, which we know in many states like New York, it's pretty easy for them to get. Another thing that you might see is the arrest of illegal immigrants that are coming into the country through the airports, because what we know is that the borders are closed, but illegal immigrants are still able to enter into the country through the airport. And take a look at this reporting that explains exactly that.
The border is closed, illegal crossings are at historic lows, and self-deportations are higher than ever. But that's not stopping migrants from finding creative ways to break into our country. Airports have become hotbeds for migrants, more than doubling in recent months. The Washington Times reports that many are coming from China and India through international flights without fully valid paperwork. All of this comes as the partial government shutdown strains TSA resources, making airports ripe for security breaches.
It sort of makes sense why Democrat leadership, they don't want to open up the government, because for one, we know that the borders are closed, so they aren't able to import voters. The only way for illegal immigrants to enter into the country are through the airports. So Democrats, they're incentivized to defund DHS and defund TSA, so illegal immigrants can continue to come into the country and vote for the Democrats. Which is why this move by President Trump is causing mass panic among Democrats. And we have a clip of Chuck Schumer having a clear meltdown on the Senate floor. Take a look.
But that's an ongoing process. They're meeting today again. But we must fund TSA now.
I never thought I would say this, but I agree with Chuck Schumer. We need to fund ICE. And here he's calling for the funding of TSA after months of calling for the defunding of DHS, ICE, TSA, and all these other agencies. After President Trump has put them in a corner with this move to deploy ICE to our airports. And to make matters worse for the Democrats, we had Elon Musk, where he came out, decided to join the fight to back Democrats in a corner, and this is what he tweeted. I would like to offer to pay the salaries of TSA personnel during this funding impasse that is negatively affecting the lives of so many Americans at airports throughout the country. And this move by President Trump and Elon Musk is backing the Democrats into a corner. And it is ironic that Elon Musk made this tweet because the other day, Bernie Sanders was on the Senate floor having a meltdown about Elon Musk. Take a look at this.
Percent of our people today are living paycheck to paycheck. Families struggling to feed their kids, pay for health care, pay for rent, pay for child care, pay for the basic necessities of life. 60% of our people live in paycheck to paycheck, and one guy, Elon Musk, owns more wealth than the bottom 53% of American households. Think maybe that might be an issue that we should be talking about? But, Mr. President, one of the reasons we don't talk about that issue and many other vital issues that impact working families.
My question is, what is Bernie Sanders doing for the working class? Because we know Bernie Sanders has millions of dollars. He flies on private jets, but yet still we don't see him doing anything for the working class. We don't see him sharing those millions of dollars that he has. But yet still every day he gets up there and spill this whole socialist rhetoric. And here we have another senator on the Senate floor torching Democrats for their apparent meltdown. Take a look.
I look around this chamber right now. Watch the Democrats on this floor today melting down, screaming about Elon Musk, changing every subject except challenging and changing the subject on everything except the actual text of the bill before us. Democrats are not debating this legislation because they cannot defend what this bill exposes.
And the next clip that I want to show you is of an independent senator from Maine. His name is Angus King, but he votes 90% of the times with Democrats. And here he's claiming that he's never heard anyone call for the defunding of DHS or the abolishment of ICE. Take a look at this.
About defunding ICE. By the way, nobody's talking about defunding ICE. Nobody that I've heard of is talking about defunding DHS or defunding the police. We're talking about guardrails applied to ICE similar to the guardrails and the codes of conduct that apply to every police force in America. By the way,
So that right there is a blatant lie, because ever since this whole DHS funding thing started, Democrats have been calling for the defunding of DHS, for the abolishment of ICE. And here we have Eric Swalwell, a Democrat, the most Democrat individual you can find from California, calling for ICE to be abolished. Take a look.
Americans don't want ICE in our communities. They don't want them at our airports. They, by and large, as I support, want ICE to be abolished. They are not doing what we were promised they would do.
The only question that I have for Eric Swalwell is, why don't you want ICE operating and deporting illegal immigrants? Is it because of that Chinese spy, that alleged Chinese spy that you were dating? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And here we have another Democrat calling for ICE to be abolished. Take a look.
What I will say is that there is an easier conversation happening today than 6-7 years ago when I got to Congress about what we need to do with ICE, which is to abolish it.
That was Representative Ilhan Omar, the Somalian-born politician in Congress, calling for ICE to be abolished. And here we have another representative as well. His name is Sri Tenduri, or Sri Tenadar, calling for ICE to be abolished as well. And this guy was born in India as well. Take a look.
So this ICE organization is totally out of control and must be ended. And that's why I brought in abolishing qualified immunity for ICE agents. Yeah. And just a couple of weeks ago, I brought in abolishing ICE. Well, I think
Act. That another question that I have, based on a pattern that I've been seeing, why are all the politicians who's calling for ICE to be abolished are foreign-born politicians? Let me know in the comments below why you think that is as well. But fortunately, we have one Democrat who have exercised some form of common sense from time to time, which is John Fetterman. And here is his take on the funding of DHS and ICE. Take a look.
I can't speak for anyone, just me. I've been consistently the only Democrat to vote against this shutdown. It's wrong. You witnessed what happened in Michigan. That individual drove into the synagogue. He showed up to kill 150 toddlers. So why would you want to make America more unsecure in the middle of these kinds of attacks? And now, if you've seen any one of those disaster movies about a cyber attack, well, guess what? The cybersecurity agency is under DHS, and that's shut down right now. And now you will also see people, if you're flying, you're going to see long, long lines. And I am there.
It is clear why the Democrats are doing this. It's because they don't care about the American people. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you.